Hello, my name is David Ryan Harris, singer, songwriter, guitar player, producer, short order cook here at Vertex headquarters. I'm going to play some songs for you using Ultraphonix primarily, Steel String Supreme primarily, with a little bit of verb and some looping and stuff to add it in for taste.
You got my blood on her hands and even if she don't know it, she is the reason I'm here, looking for the stronger stuff. Bartender, fill my cup. I'll keep hope alive and keep the fire going inside. Sipping this kerosene until she comes back to me.
As much as I love guitars and amps and pedalboard culture, you know, I have more pedals than I know what to do with, and fuzz is probably my favorite pedal of all time. I find that a lot of those pedals get used and demoed in a way that only showcases how they work in a solo improv situation, and I don't play crazy solos, and I feel like most singers, songwriters, and really pretty much anybody, like you got to play the whole song before you get to the 8 bars where your solo is. So the other part of the song that's not the solo, I think is really important, and it's just sort of where I live as a singer-songwriter, particularly when I'm doing, well, even when I'm playing with John Mayer, I'm not playing, you know, fuzz solos, and so I need something that is responsive and supports a song. So, you know, I wanted to kind of come in and show how these things work in the context of a song and less in the context of like, I'm a guitar player with cool hot licks and make everybody go, woo. That's not my thing. So I was looking for something that I could use when I play my solo shows. When I do my solo shows, I tend to do, I like to do solo electric as opposed to solo acoustic, and I like to have an amp there just because it moves air, and I'm just one of those people that wants to feel like there's an amp on the stage. It seems more real to me. But this last run that I did, I don't really feel like I got the benefits of having an amp in a way that justified carrying an amp around. So I was looking for something that would give me the experience of pushing into a real amp and just sort of the response that you get from an amp, obviously, but something that fits on my pedal boards. So first impressions with the Steel String Singer SRV version is that it does feel a lot like it feels to play, you know, with kind of like a blank canvas of a Fender. So far, I feel like it's going to be a great thing. That this sort of paired with some sort of IR response, both of which will live on my board, I think will really give me the thing that I'm looking for. So the basic canvas of the Steel String Supreme was really great, but something that I was missing is it doesn't really do dirty crunchy, and I think dirty crunchy, particularly in a context like this that I do, is a very tricky thing, because I want the push and pull, I want to be able to dig in and feel the amp break up, but then I want to be able to play softly and have it, you know, kind of clean up in a way that's very natural without me doing a bunch of volume knob dancing, because that's not really my thing. And to be honest, when I came in to do this, there was actually another pedal on my board that I won't say what it was that was doing the dirt thing, and I put the Ultraphonix on the board really just to do sort of solo stuff. And then as I was playing around with it, I found it to be incredibly responsive enough to like leave on the whole time. And so playing really soft, I got, you know, sort of the chimey thing that I love from this guitar, and then digging in, I got, you know, a really just exciting, not quite saggy distortion, but just a really exciting dynamic thing to play with and against without changing anything other than my playing dynamics, which for me is kind of everything. singing, I'm pretty dynamic, and the playing is generally pretty dynamic. I love to go to a whisper and then kind of get loud, and first, second impressions of the Ultraphonix, the Mark II version is it's perfect. The two of them make a really good combination. So my thing is, I'm trying to cover as much sonic space with just me without it seeming or sounding like I'm trying to be a one-man band. So I use this OC3 for a little bit of low end. I try to just dust it on the bottom, and you can sort of set where the low notes cut off on the guitar. So it just kind of supports the thing that I'm doing, but I don't ever want it to sound, it never really sounds like I'm trying to pretend that there's a bass player. So that, and then I use the Ditto. I probably use it more in this setting than I do live. I don't loop the whole time, but it's just nice to have to build stuff with. And there's just trusty Strymon Flint doing the harmonic trim and kind of a spring sort of thing. I used to think that my gift was singing. I'm a singer that plays guitar. I only play guitar so that I could write songs that I sing. And I used to think that my gift was singing, but really I think my gift is communication, and it just comes about through singing and through guitar on a good day. So I'm really just trying to communicate whatever the emotion is behind the song, the lyric, the musical moment, and just kind of get myself out of the way and just make sure I'm always supporting those things. So if I'm writing a song about heartbreak, everything I do has to support that. If it's the way that you swell into a note, or the way that whether you're swelling into a note on the guitar or with your voice, I just try to always be supportive of whatever the emotion is that myself or whoever it is that I'm with is trying to convey. It's just as kind of a Zen exercise, because you're just constantly moving yourself out of the way. And I'm not a, hey, look at me kind of person in life in general. So it's relatively easy to do as long as I'm mindful of the fact that that's what my job is. With my own music, or helping another person write, or in support of playing with John. I think John's gig has been the most useful in terms of honing in on what it means to be that sort of Zen thing, because we have 3 guitar players and everybody can't just go blah, 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 blah. I have to find the spots where my part is it's maybe something that you wouldn't realize it was gone until it got muted, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with being mortar. I don't have to be the brick.
You are my prayer in times of trouble. I'll be your answer when you call me. I'm gonna shelter you. You are my prayer in time of trouble.
I'm David Ryan Harris, still. You've been listening to the Ultraphonix, the Steel String Supreme, and me.
trouble. I'll be your answer when you call me. I'll shelter you,